We're driven away in a fine car, the general in the front passenger seat, and us lovers cozy in the back.
Finest.
No one says anything for a while until Lieutenant Juliet comes out with,
What the hell?
the general turns and smiles.
I'm sorry, but shouldn't officers take the lead?
True, yes, as the lead on the ground, and you gave us the best position. Anyone else on the actual ground would have been slaughtered.
The MPs and the SEALs were saved. The SEALs just having come off the plane for looks, perhaps, same as the MPs did previously, although they were both needed for the cleanup behind. We were it, us three, and the helicopters. Incredible, sir.
And you had a front row seat and a chance to react to the unfolding events, even those appearing to go very bad.
Kind of a test then, too, like the one on Star Trek with the Klingons overwhelming in the no-win scenario simulation.
I took the opportunity, yes, but you were needed there too. Had to have your reactions to be real on the radio thing, and the captain gave a good scream. I couldn't have anyone getting away or sinking the ship that might contain evidence. As you noted, they'd gotten to those on the ship, employing their own there, for whatever eventualities.
This thing is more than just selling pistols. Some of the really good stuff was on the way to other nations. General, with all due respect, you'd have us in the Middle East before all this is over. We'll never get our vacation. So far you've used the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and I think the Marines from San Diego, going by the look of those attack helicopters. How big of an operation is this?
Huge, like most things now. The Pentagon is very interested in this. They even had the airspace cleared, not to mention the president, which we shouldn't.
I noted that about the airspace. There's a busy airport over there that had no planes taking off or landing, and this time I didn't miss it. But it gave me pause, and so I pretended a bit. And Patrick's scream was convincing, but he knew you wouldn't let the MPs get trapped. Well, maybe we almost half took it as real.
I can see why the captain is going to find you unforgettable.
Hope so. What about the other center?
I just got word from the SEALs that there were no clues on the ship, but the other center will be in Texas, a fine location for the equation of distribution. The local US market is their cut. They'll ship both east and west. They're in with the gun shop dealers too, probably. And they may have other forts as sources, but those will go nowhere without their centers, and any sub-centers will go pretty much dry as well.
How do we find the other center in Texas?
Well, that's your new job, and the sooner you do, the sooner you'll be on vacation. You won't see me in Texas, but I'll be there. Others will attend to the other nations and are already quite embedded there.
The mission was clear, and the stakes were high. The team knew what had to be done.
Okay, it's a bet. You get another week of vacation if you see me. We're dropping you two at a nearby motel to celebrate and plan the search, and here's a hefty allowance.
Thanks.
After the lovemaking, we light up, and then Juliet sits straight up in bed, having realized something.
He fooled us, kind of, just hinting that he was DIA. Well, I mean, he is, but he's not just a 1-star or anything that minimal. He lowballed us. He's at least 3 or more stars, but not a 5. For that is a general of the Army Chief of Staff, the highest point of the military, and that person has to sit in the Pentagon.
Try a 7-star.
There is no such thing. The Secretary of Defense is an implicit 6-star, being above the Army Chief of Staff, and thus the President as Commander-in-Chief is an implicit 7-star.
They might work together in some cases, but there are things that the president doesn't want to know about right away, or even ever.
You know this?
I served in the Cambodia campaign that was an official non-campaign under the now retired 7-star general referred to as the General. We can go to Tahiti to see him.
I was wondering where people already in Hawaii could possibly go on vacation. So you knew it was to be Tahiti? Why not Europe?
Because, it's winter time and they're having an ice cold one over there.
Okay, just checking.
Should be warm enough in Texas, though.
Let's look at that map of the US and wonder about a good route to somewhere there.
There are clearer and clearer limits to what paths the interstates can take as they get near Texas.
So I see. Let's go to the airport in the morning and fly to what might be a good starting point, which appears to be Dallas in the north because the next one, Austin, is too central. How did this guy know anyway?
He has many eyes.